Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court? Do I have something important and necessary to present to this court? I don't know. Do I? No. Do I? No. No, I don't. I don't. This has to be another trap. Better if I don't say anything than risk throwing out a bad piece of evidence. I don't know what he's talking about. Looks like the defense isn't saying a peep on this one, which means this court is adjourned. Phoenix, we will lose this case if you give up here. What am I presenting? This dumbass game. What am I presenting? So you had better show the judge something. Quick! Slow down, we all know I have a tendency to be wrong more than I can even say it. There's one piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. Neither. However, I'm giving you one chance, and only one. What the judge is saying, Wright, is don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here. If I mess this up, it's curtains for all of us. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. I feel like the person who wrote this story is thinking, man, this is so cool. This is so dramatic. And like, that person is so caught up in their own cleverness that they don't realize the player, me, the player, has no idea what he's thinking. What the hell is the story? Are we supposed to frame Andrews now? We're supposed to frame Andrews now. We're supposed to frame Andrews now? But which... Which piece of evidence do I use to frame Andrews? Do I use this? No, right? I use this to frame Andrews, or is it this? Hey, did someone kidnap my assistant? I use this to frame Andrews? I can't believe it's a gossip tabloid article that I'm presenting as evidence in court. Just, nobody believes. Alright, no. I don't know. I don't know what the game wants me to do. I don't know what the game wants you to do. Okay, alright, we lose. I'm tempted to just end the playthrough here because this is so bad. This is so bad. The knife could have been, like, both the button and the knife could have been taken by someone else to frame on guard. And the person who could have framed it... Look, is it present one piece of evidence? Do I actually present a profile and not evidence? No, it has to be evidence. Okay. Oh wait, no, it's not here. Next one. Can I actually present a profile instead of evidence? Sorry, well, but this time your bluffing steered you wrong. But the music ended. Usually when the music ends, it means you've got it right. Okay, no, never mind. One piece of evidence? Is it the why would the wine glass be the evidence? Why would the wine glass be the evidence? Why would the wine glass prove anything different? Okay, the fact that everything else is scattered on the floor, but the wine glass of tomato juice is not, is suspicious. But it doesn't negate the button, it doesn't negate the knife. It doesn't negate anything. This is so bad. This is a wine glass, is it not? It is, Judge. Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. So. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. Yeah, so maybe the assailant, you know, took a drink and then put it down. The vase was broken, his makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. That's an assumption. How would you know? How would you know that? Well, yes, I see your point. No, how would you know that? Maybe they weren't sitting on the dresser. Maybe somebody had a box of them and just dumped them on the ground. You don't know that! However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. It means the killer put it there. Okay, whose fingerprint is on this glass? The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Whose fingerprints are on the glass? Yeah, no, I don't buy it either. I don't buy it either. Well, what do you all have to say? I don't buy it. Ah, well, yes. It is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth! What is it, Your Honor? Your opinion? You don't need my opinion. Because there is no special meaning to that glass. Exactly, there is no special meaning to it. What? Who wrote this? Of course there's no special meaning to the glass. Anyway, fingerprint the glass, see whose fingerprints are on it. Nani? It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place. By the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example. Why would she take a drink? She could have easily been so shocked that she set the glass down without thinking, but why would she have the glass? That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. Yeah, no, it does sound very plausible. Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? No. Could she? I mean, if she's a cold-blooded psychopath, yes. If she's a cold-blooded psychopath, she would have seen the body there, calmly took a drink, thought about it for a few minutes, and then put the glass down and then called the police. But, so, maybe. Oh, a dead body. Interesting. No sign it's been drank. No, that's not how people usually respond to a dead body. Let me just say, you know what, let me save the game. This is so bad. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty. That's not how courts work, dude. They just might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough. That's not how courts work, dude. Well, maybe it is. Maybe you know what? My confidence in the judicial system is plummeting like a rock. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing. He could fingerprint the glass. Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it. Yeah, I thought so. Nani? You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice? Then, of course it had been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints. Fingerprints? There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass. Only one. Well, whose were they? They were not the victims, nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews. That means Adrian Andrews could have killed him. Nani? Like, why are you surprised? Why? I'm not surprised. Wine glass updated in the court record. That's why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright? I can't believe I fell into another trap. Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Mr. Corrida. Why would she hold the glass? All the tomato juice is in his room. And then she calmly set it down. But upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the drawer. What you just said makes a lot of sense. No, it doesn't. People don't calmly put down a glass of full liquid when they see a dead body. Tisk. Now do you see right? You can't change any part of my scenario as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard about this. I've long had this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. And from here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover. Can we not talk about this in court? Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from. Okay. Another witness? Yes. Bailiff, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? Mr. Edgeworth is here to find the truth. He's not here to get a verdict. He's not here to get a guilty verdict. He's here to get the truth. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness! Your name and occupation. Ah, gotcha! I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Oh, edgy boy, it's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under the helmet it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand? I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. So today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Oof. I'm talking to my dear Edgy Wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps. Yes, madam. No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please. Ahem. Anyways, witness, your testimony, please. It's true what they say, that youth are hot-headed nowadays, not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. She didn't state her name and occupation. She never stated her name and occupation. Is this correct, Miss Oldbag? It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle. You mean you were a fan of the victim? Look, everyone is crazy over that on guard, saying he's killed in a fresh way or something. But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida. But those two were the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room last night. Very well, please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard. Matt on guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. Was he in costume? So Mr. On Guard came out of the victim's room. See, it has to be him. He's the murderer. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. What you witnessed? Pacing around the hallway. Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night? The lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show. But you were in. But I refused to help. I'll have you know it was for that lead-headed Sunrise show. Heh, I even took out a few of the nails. You what? Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on. You what? Besides, that manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Something you were interested in? And just what was that? It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. Ah, and Edgy Poo, of course. Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in? I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. Gossip? But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to her testimony later. It looks like we shouldn't force it right now. And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time? I think I should force it right now. Let me save this. Isn't it this? No, apparently it's not that. Why not? Isn't that what she was wanting to find out? Why? Why? Oh, then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Corrida's room? I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count things for those who can't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am. Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report. In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? She didn't know who went in and out of the room. Who in the world was that? I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of Juan's room. He was. Yes, he was. Ah, I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right now. Well, I guess I can tell you, since he was such a bad boy anyway. It was on guard! Matt on guard, he was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room. You saw my client? Are you sure about that? Yes, really? Annoying brat, when I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. The person's clothes. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you are, really, as if something like that matters. But it does! Now what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing. What thing? That gaudy thing he was always wearing, that racing jacket. Ah, he was wearing that at the detention center too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Man. Right. I mean, what's wrong with that? So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way? Was his jacket important? Yes? Cause wasn't he in costume? Yes, because he was preparing. He was preparing for the press conference. He was gonna be in the conference in costume. It is important. Of course it was important, Your Honor. Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important. Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please. Ah well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must. He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. Nickel Samurai. Seems like the Nickel Samurai is to confess something after the post-ceremony. I think I present this. Let me save the game. He should have been in costume. He was in costume for the main show for getting his prize. And like half an hour later he was to be in costume again, so he should have stayed in costume. I think this is it. No. Apparently no. Hakama. Okay, this one. It's found in his Hakama. How could he have gotten this in his Hakama if he was not wearing his costume? Okay, it's the other one. Oh god, it's the same thing but different. It's the same idea, but just like a different button to press. Miss Oldbag! Nani! Don't say my name for no reason. Do you know what this is? Ah! It's button number 2 on the German ninja's costume. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. She's identified it in a single glance. Give it here, give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. Uh-oh. Wow. She really is a die-hard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Engarde's body during a full body search. See? See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal Engarde. It was caught up in the pleats of his Nickel Samurai Hakama pants. Yeah, he was in costume. See? See? And Engarde is the Nickel Samurai. Witness! Now, it may just be me and I do have an active imagination. But just now, didn't you say that the defendant, Engarde, was wearing his usual racing jacket? Ah, I'm so sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. If I wore the trendiest... No, come on, I want... Don't... No, don't... Hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality was not Mr. On Guard the man, but Mr. On Guard the Nickel Samurai. Wait, no, she said she saw him in his jacket. She didn't see him. No, she saw him in his jacket. No, she didn't see him in costume. But when you think about it, they are really one and the same anyway. Wait, what? No, I thought she said she saw him in his plain clothes. He wasn't in costume. Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about. Edgy Pooh, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change. Witness! Think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify. Sigh, alright. If you insist. I should be the one sighing, not you. Who I saw? On guard, yes, now I remember. The Neko Samurai, that's right, it was the Neko Samurai I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to that post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn the Neko Samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. But you said he was wearing the jacket. What? I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy thinking such rude things. But the possibility does exist. Ah, you young'uns today, I told you there's no way it was anyone else. How do you know that? Because I said so, and what I say is the truth. At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness!